And while we are still in and around Nollywood, we will shine our spotlight on reality television star Neo Akpofure, who is just off the Big Brother Naija All-Star edition. But what is getting all his fans talking is his performance in the new movie A Weekend to Forget, where he played a violent member of a group of holidaying friends.
Building! My brother!
You invited them?
Why not? What do you mean, why not? It's been 10 years, come on.
Hi, my bro. Don't you?
Not your bro.
What you're looking at is going to be a first-class billionaires club. And I want us to create that experience together.
Before Tito signs any contracts, I have some questions for you.
If Bem is part of this thing, I'm out.
These people clearly don't even like you. It's Bem. Only God knows what he's capable of.
You're bad news, bro. You are bad news.
Una don't forget who I be. Una don't forget who I be.
I'm not about to have my entire career destroyed because of this.
Oh, but we can have our lives destroyed, right?
I didn't say that.
Neo now joins me on the program. Many thanks for joining us, and I must commend this your Owambe look, especially that cap. It's really giving that weekday party vibes.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, personally for me, dressing up is a very huge part of my lifestyle, if I'm being very honest. Thursdays are one of the days I like to just wear traditional outfits. I like to wear traditional outfits, more bespoke outfits. There's how natives make you look, and there's how it make you. I feel like there's how natives also make people perceive you. So it's just a feeling, I guess. It's just a feeling, but there's nothing so serious attached to it.
Well, I guess that explains the saying, dress the way you want to be addressed, But away from fashion and all of that, to your new project, Weekend to Forget, what was that experience like for you?
I would say it was a very challenging experience, I must say, because first of all, big shout out to director Damola. It was one of the movies that I know that I was coming up as someone who wanted to be, this was a movie that I told myself that, look, if you really wanted to be in the industry as bad as you really want to, this is the movie that you really have to put in. This is the movie that I think you can show yourself a bit more. This is the movie that can put you there. So you have to just give it your all. And there was one thing about, trying to give your all in a set where, you're surrounded by people who have been doing this for years, people who have the experience way better than you, and doing that and being around those kind of people, you just have to have the mindset that, look, you want to learn as far as you want to get in there, and as far as you want to be in there as long as you can be, and, for everybody to just see that, oh, you know what you're doing. You have to be able to say, okay, you know what? I want to learn from the people that have been here. I want to be able to say, okay, you know what, correct me, teach me.
Looks like you really learned well, because I must confess the reviews have been good, and it begs the question, has acting always been the plan for you, or is it just something you stumbled on after Big Brother Naija?
Well, it was always the plan, to be very honest. It was always the plan, but when you have a plan, but it's almost like you really don't have the idea on how to get there. And that's one thing I would always give the reality TV platform, the kudos for, because it gives you the ability to knock on doors for the doors to be open or not, And before then, I never had the ability to knock on doors. Nobody would actually say, okay, you are somebody, you are a face that we could say, okay, could we put you in a film? But I didn't just want to be a face that could, I did not just want to be a face that people should just, put in a film. I wanted to be someone that people would say, okay, regardless of the fact that he has a face, he's very popular or he's famous or something, I wanted people to watch my film and say, okay, apart from the fact that he's famous and he has a face and he has a career and everything, we want to see what he can do. Can he really do what he says he can do? So I really love the fact that, people who said I should come on this project actually made me audition for it first. I did my audition. They said, okay, you know what? We feel like you're a good cast for this movie. I went in for the movie. I shot the movie. And afterwards, I'm happy that the reviews are coming back and people are saying, okay, Neo is not just Neo from Big Brother or Neo, the reality TV star. Neo is actually someone who you can put in front of the camera and, you know, he can put up a good act.
Well, it's good to see that things are actually falling into places as you have planned. Anyway, back to that character and his violent nature and portrayal. Without giving too much away and any spoilers, how did you prepare to take on the identity of that character?
In preparation for playing Bam, one of the things I know I had to do was really think about how it was for me coming up in a federal university, you know, because the story is you know, it's a story that is inspired by, you know, group of friends who, you know, went to uni and, you know, all of that stuff that happens in uni with the whole cultist and all of that, you know, plenty gist at the end of the day. So it sounded like someone I heard about in school, you know, from stories of people talking about, like, you know, situations that they could have been in or their friends could have been in. So it was just, it wasn't really far-fetched. It sounded like, oh, one of those stories that we hear in school, and, you know, your parents will advise you about, you know, boys like that, stay away from all those kind of friends, you know. But I said, most importantly, working with like people, the A-list actors on that set, it was more like I was willing to learn from everybody. I was willing to know I was curious to know what every other person thought about, you know, my performance of Bam. It wasn't really hard to put myself into that character as a person, because I just felt like Bad as Bad, Bam was someone who I felt like had a lot of energy, and if there's one thing about me, it is the energy. We know say I get them. So that was just it.
Yes, Neo, with the energy, you know, we are all really feeling it, and I must admit that. So finally, and on a lighter note, and in keeping up with the conversation around your energy, were you considered a restless child while you were growing up, and did it get you into a lot of trouble at that time?
Yes, I would say yes. I would say yes. Even my mom, like even my own mom. But it got to a point where my mom just realized that, okay, I think this is how God has just created this one that he gave to me. So let me just know how to manage it. Even my mom, there were days where my mom would come and she would look for me, and because I was really restless. I would say that I was really restless. I was the kind of kid that you leave me, I would go into the street, I would want to run and play football and do all sorts of things, you know, just to have fun and learn new things. And my mom, I remember, let me give you a short story. I remember my mom coming back from work one day and she saw me flipping with the boys who were just learning how to throw backflips on bare floor. And my mom was like, what's wrong with you? You want to learn how to do backflips and all of these things on this bare floor. If you fall and break your head, what happens? So I felt like she just understood that, and it didn't take up to 2 weeks. She registered me in a gymnastic class, and that was where I just started, okay, learning how to do more backflips and front flips and all of those kind of stuff and stunts and all that stuff, you know. And today, I would ask her, I would say, why did you really take me there? Is it that you really just wanted to see me flip and all of this? She was like, no, I knew you like to do things like this, but at the end of the day, you just have to be able to do it in a way that you are safe and you will not incur some kind of injury that will just, you know, put you in a place that you will not be able to be so proud of yourself anymore.
Many thanks again, Neo, for joining us on the program. We wish you all of the best. Well, it's time for a quick break now. Entertainment news. We'll be back shortly.